Now it is time for a lovely segment that we started last episode. It is the... Oh, I didn't know what you were doing. It is a little segment that we like to call the Random Word Podcast Bad Book Club. Let me just set the mood a little bit here. Settle into an area of literature and thoughts and feelings. And, you know, this is where the education part of this show and, you know, our English experience, not the language, the class, really comes in handy because we're talking... I mean, think about this, Salty Dalton. Everybody knows Atlas Shrugged. Everybody knows. What if Atlas? Like it was
Ayn
just
Rand,
like yeah. What if it was just Atlas? Was like people were asking him stuff. And he's just like, I don't know. I don't know.
What's the meaning to life?
What do you want me to do?
Who knows?
I don't know.
No one knows.
No.
How'd you get in here?
1984, George Orwell. Don Quixote.
The Art of War.
The Art of War. Sun Tzu. Sung Zai. Sung you. Sung me.
Anyway, welcome in Random
Well,
Nation
what else?
to
My point
the
was
audio-visual experience that is the Bad Book
I
Club.
love this music. So my point is, those are great literary works of our generation. But there's another one to add to that.
There is.
Because young Allie Parker has given us, bestowed upon us, a story, a tale as old as time. And then we like sing like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, no.
Beauty and the Beast. It's called His Demands, a bad boy billionaire novel. Billionaire Alpha Book 1. Way too many words describing this book, by the way. It's His Demands is like the book. The subtitle is a bad boy billionaire novel. And then the subtitle is Billionaire Alpha Book 1. Again, the tagline is his wants, his needs, his demands, your pleasure.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't know about, last episode, my panties disintegrated. So.
Oh, we are going to get to some disintegrating panties here as we cover chapters 3, 4, and 5 here on the Bad Book Club.
If you are new to this, please
Yes.
read the prologue, chapters
Yes.
1 and 2. The book is free on Kindle. Go to the Amazon Kindle
Yes,
shop.
it is free. Yeah, you can
and
go there.
Download it. Download the Kindle app.
It's
and,
book 1. There's other books there. Don't read those yet, you little eager beaver. Go ahead and go just book 1.
It's
Allie Parker.
completely free, so don't worry
Yes.
about it. So just crack it open, start reading, follow along with us, see if you enjoy the commentary we have on it, because I'm sure that if you have missed what we've picked up on,
Yeah, this might come off a
something
little
may
strange.
be wrong
yeah.
with you. Yeah. So why don't we just jump into
Yeah,
it?
we'll jump into chapter 3. So here's what happened. So as you remember, through the prologue through chapters 1 and 2, the way things ended, Bethany, the party, turned down Jake. He turned down
she
her.
Sexually
She
assaulted Jake.
yes.
And Jake was like, whoa, no, I'm all right, thanks.
So Bethany, very drunk.
Told her to hit the showers.
Exactly.
She took off her clothes.
And then was like,
languidly.
man, this matching underwear and bra really would have served somebody well tonight if they had liked me. So we enter chapter 3 post-party. Bethany, immediately regretting drinking the night before, has a choice of words in the memory of offending Jake the night before assaulting her. But
should be the other way around.
It's a very weird
the
phrase
other way around,
because
yes.
she's describing the words assaulting her, but it makes it sound like Jake assaulted her, but yet she assaulted Jake.
She walked up to Jake, grabbed his crotch,
Yes.
confirmed that he wasn't into it,
Yeah.
and said the liquor must have gotten to you, then hit the showers.
So Bethany's opining about the night before and regretting the drinking, and
got a hangover.
She asks herself, why hadn't she just offered herself to one of the
assholes from Kappa Alpha.
Okay, Bethany thinking high of herself.
So
I
she
guess.
talks about how she's like, man, I don't even know where to start with this. She spends the entire time being like, no, they're the worst. But she's like, but I could have just let them have sex.
Yeah, she's like,
with
I
them.
didn't want to have sex with any athletes or frat boys because of the diseases
And the rampant STDs that are
Yes.
plaguing the country.
So she's regretting the night before, and her roommate Krista comes in. Salty
Oh,
Dalton.
no. She
Sure.
She owns up. She says, sleeping with Jake had seemed like a good idea before she walked into the kitchen and pushed him a little too far. I mean, at least she's admitting she might have done something a little wrong there, but what she did was assault him. We need to get that on the open.
No, she definitely did. And then, so her best friend Krista comes in.
Hormones, I swear.
Yeah, she does say that.
That was the hormones that did that. Yep.
So Krista, her fat roommate, I believe she mentioned
80
last
pounds
episode.
overweight and struggling horribly.
Yeah, really gave her a lot of shit. Krista stirs the pot a little bit. She comes in and she announces to Bethany
I love this.
that Jake and her are in love.
And they apparently everyone saw what she did to him.
Can you open this for me with your strong forearm? Let's see that again. Oh, how Jake of you right now, bro. You're really jaking
No,
it
dude,
up.
my muscles are non-existent.
Oh, damn, you're right. Jake wouldn't even been able to hold this bottle up, according to Bethany. So Krista announces, yeah, Jake and her are in love, Salty Dalton.
Yeah, apparently they have been going out for a little while.
And just didn't tell. It's her best friend and her roommate. They just decided not to tell Bethany at all. Why would they?
She's like, why didn't you tell me? I hit on him last night, for God's sake.
They're like, she's like, I know. Jake and I have talked about it.
What she did say, she said, it's okay. You didn't know, silly.
Yeah, and Jake's not my type at all. It was the liquor, which is interesting because Jake, the mentioning of Jake not being her type, it happens a lot in this book. And then she says how much she basically wanted to have sex with Jake. Also, the weird phrase. But the idea of sex had seemed more appropriate for her graduation party. She says,
right. And
because when I think graduation, I'm thinking traditionally you gotta have sex. I mean, prom, yeah, we've heard about prom date sex, graduation party sex.
Yeah,
that's
why
what's
don't you get a
happen.
job, Bethany, to pay for your college instead of assaulting your good friend? And there's a really great sentence here that really just it's a little nug that we can't miss. And
Sure,
it's a really great piece of writing.
Sure.
Jake was now dating Krista. That made everything perfectly. It completed the tastic circle and plopped the cherry on the sundae. What?
Allie Parker.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Hallie.
Oh yeah, and so they go back and forth. They're talking. She's talking with her roommate, talking about the whole Jake thing, and then Krista, she's probably breathing heavily. She's very fat.
Yeah,
she's portly.
Sure.
And we know her take on portly.
And we're not making fun of her. This is straight from Allie Parker's words.
So she, Krista's like, yeah, I mean, something about like, he's been trying to get you to go out with him for the last 2 years. And then, Bethany is like, what? I've never once rejected him. Bethany, you look at him, you are disgusted by him.
Yeah.
You don't like him. Then you tried to rape him.
Yeah.
Where's the... I'm sorry. She's like, I can't win here. It's like, no, you can't, because this doesn't make any sense.
And then Krista burns the bacon. The bacon's burning. Kristen returns to the kitchen where she's cooking up bacon because, of course, she is. According to Bethany, that's all she eats. Mom and Kent arrive for the graduation ceremony. Again, Kent is the billionaire. Bethany again mentions that her father is a user and left when she was 12. I didn't fact check and go back because I think she made a reference to an age in a leaving before.
She said around her 12th birthday,
okay,
but now she's honed in that it was her 12th birthday. So as she was writing this, she sort of was like, you know what? No, it was her 12th
it was 12.
birthday.
I remember this. So Kent, the billionaire, arrive and the mom arrive, and they go to the graduation ceremony. Nothing really happens there. Kind of standard ceremony for the most part. Pretty boring. But Bethany and Jake run into each other at the ceremony, Salty Dalton, and Bethany plays it off, pretending that she was so drunk that she does not remember what happened.
And then, again, she looks at him and she goes, he wasn't someone at all she'd normally sleep with or try to start a real relationship with. Then why, Bethany? Why?
For the graduation sex.
Right, obviously, yeah, just... really wanted that power play there, huh?
So ceremony happens, and Bethany's also asking herself about Mom and Kent, asking, how. Her order of questions are kind of funny because she mentions the question, wondering how soon are they going to tie the knot. Her immediate follow-up question is, would he offer to pay for her masters? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I want my mom to be happy and all, but the real thing is he going to pay for the masters? That's the most important part. Absolutely.
It is, and she does define early in the book. She's like, I could do it myself if I worked and then went to school like every so often. But she's like, if I want to finish this in exactly 2 years, I need money now, obviously.
So she finds out from her mom, Kent apparently proposed. Yep. And they're getting married in Jamaica in 3 weeks. That's a quick turnaround.
Big old ring on her finger. And says that she can bring someone.
Yes.
It's not going to be Jake.
Not going to be Jake.
Or Krista, because...
attracted by not being attracted to him.
Yeah, a wild concept.
So chapter 3 wraps up there. They're heading to lunch, Salty Dalton. And that takes us right into chapter 4, where they go to lunch. Prices were high at the restaurant, apparently. Bethany a little nervous, even though Kent, the billionaire, immediately offered to pay for everything, and yet Bethany was a little nervous about this, and I believe had some line about, like, craving the bread bowl on the table or something like that. It's like, I don't understand. Like, is Bethany not eating at all?
Well, the thing is she doesn't eat, right? She goes maybe one meal a day, and she runs all the time because she's the fastest.
She's got to be hungry.
She's the fastest in the history of Texas.
The fastest and the smartest.
But you can't run every day and not eat every day.
Exactly.
You will die.
Yes. So she's very hungry. She's looking at that bread bowl, which
But
she
then
says
she's
bread
also
bowl,
just
but
like-
it should be just bowl of bread.
But she's also just like reminded of the need to work out. But like
Yeah.
it seems like she hasn't worked out in a while.
It's been a while.
Right. And so but she's
It's all the sex she's not having.
right, yeah.
Yeah. So Kent brings up the financial assistance aspect here very early in the dinner. Because Kent works for Mackenzie and Bryant Accounting LLC and is apparently worth $30 billion. Okay, I'm glad you recognized that number too.
$30 billion.
That's a
for an
very high
accounting
number.
firm.
Yeah, there's no way he's worth $30 billion.
I don't know how much Bill Gates is worth, but like
It's
it puts you in that echelon, and there's no reason
$30 billion.
for this man to be like apparently that young.
Yeah.
To have several kids and to be like, oh yeah, I'm worth $30 billion, and at that point,
Why would he still be teaming up with Mackenzie at that point? Mackenzie and Bryant Accounting LLC? You'd think they'd have like a bigger business name or just like...
What do you think is it?
He's Bryant.
He's Bryant.
He's Bryant of Mackenzie and Bryant Accounting LLC. Also, you don't need to keep the LLC at the end
And
if
say,
you're worth $30 billion.
Split that down the middle. He's worth $15 billion.
Yes. So
I'm not quite sure she understands
I saw that.
the concept
I don't
of
think
money.
she knows money or what financial. I mean, millionaire, yeah, sure. $30 billion. I don't think she knows how much that is. So Kent offers to pay for the school thing, and in return to have her come work at M&B for a couple days a week. I think he says. It's like a couple days a week, and like the mornings or afternoons. It's your choice. So I'll pay the tab. And you come work for me as an intern for a couple days a week. It's not that big of a deal.
And the nugget she dropped, so that her and her mom had talked about Kent's sons before and said one of them was like a jerk and the other was very nice.
Yes.
And apparently, so he doesn't run this company anymore, or maybe he sort of does. I
Yeah.
guess he's like the
$30 billion. He can do
he's
whatever
the
he
owner or
wants.
something. Yeah, I don't know.
How did the mom meet the
That's
dad?
another great question. And like so apparently one of his sons, Damon. Is the CFO.
This is the first mention
for this company
of the D man.
Yeah, so she will be working for him as
yes.
an intern, and so that starts the whole thing where all she can think about from this point onward in the chapter is like, oh man, I heard from my mom that he was kind of an ass. This is gonna ruin my experience. I'll never be able to get through this. I wonder what he's like. I hate alpha spoiled. Frat boy alpha males.
I hate alpha billionaires. Book 1.
So she assumed he was a frat boy.
Yes.
Alpha male, and that he was spoiled. The
Absolutely.
CFO, like an older man, CFO of a company.
Yes. Wild assumptions for the man she would be interning for. Lunch wraps up. Later on, the scene moves to next morning or so.
So she went shopping.
Yes.
She's supposed to be super skinny, super fast.
Yes.
She got all these new clothes that Kent paid for. I would
Yes,
be
he
like,
did.
Kent, could you just direct that towards my tuition?
So I was about to say she was very scared to ask him for money for the tuition, but
got
fine
his
for him
credit
paying for all the
card,
clothes. Yeah.
Went hog wild. She said she finished buttoning the white short sleeve shirt her mother had gushed over in the dressing room. Her black pencil skirt accentuating the thickening backside she was starting to hate. She's turning into Krista before our very eyes.
It's all the bacon.
Also, she does this a lot. Bethany growled and ran her hands over the curves of her rear.
I didn't notice that.
Readers, you will start to notice this, and
Yes.
especially later on, she growls a lot. And
Yeah.
I don't know what that...
Very animalistic.
Because, like, I feel like I wouldn't be like... Would it be like, I gotta go?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
what
was that?
there's another thing that I noticed which I'll get to in a little bit. Another thing that happens a lot is the biting. She mentions lip biting
Yes.
a lot in this book, but that'll happen more in chapter 5. But
And women, ladies of the Rando Nation.
yes,
Is this a sentence that makes sense to you?
sure.
Her hair long and loose around her shoulders. Makeup light, but still obvious. So,
Yeah.
light makeup, but like
Doesn't
extra
make sense.
obvious that it's there. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
So they have a maid or a cook or something because Kent mentions, like, ask whatever the name was for food if you want it. Bethany, constantly hungry. She mentions how hungry she is in the morning in this scene here. And then we just kind of, the next part's kind of boring. She goes to, she basically gets ready, goes to the office, drives to the office, yada, yada. Not a lot really happens in that trip.
Wait, no, actually a lot does.
Oh,
here.
really?
Yeah, because she's going there. I have 2 notes on this. I wrote specific notes in the actual book. One was, so she's driving there. She just is working up all the scenarios to be like, wow, if her boss can't respect her, then she'll put him in her place, or she'll put him in his place.
She just have a lot of internal
all this other
dialogue.
stuff. She's just like, I won't work here if it's bad. I'm like, Bethany, you'll shovel if they will pay for your master's degree. So she's having this internal dialogue, and she's like, well, maybe we'll just see if, like, we become close as a stepbrother, stepsister, just because we work together. And she's like, forcing something wasn't her style at all. What? Bethany, rewind another 2 chapters.
Take a look at yourself a little bit.
Yeah, look dead in the mirrors, then look at Jake's scared face after you grabbed his crotch. Forcing something
she forces
is your style, Bethany.
Goes to the office.
She meets that old cop. Apparently, there's a cop outside the building. She's asking for directions. This cop has intricate details on exactly where she needs to go and who she needs to see. And then he's like, well, have a nice day.
And it's weird because the building...
Like, it's not a building security guard. This is just a cop on the street. It's like, oh, yeah, Mackenzie Bryant. You're going to go up to the 28th floor. There's going to be a receptionist. You'll probably be there. You're going to go down here, hang a right, enter this parking garage. Don't park in that spot.
And it's kind of interesting because...
So specific.
For a company where the main guy's worth $30 billion, so clearly the company itself must be doing pretty well. They just have one floor in the building, and it's the 28th floor.
The penthouse.
The penthouse. Is it,
I'm assuming it's
we're going to assume. So she's going to head to the 28th floor, Salty Dalton.
She did say something like it. There's a scene where she goes into the elevator.
Yeah.
And then says like 2 million other people were in there with her.
Yeah,
and I was
that's
like,
another big number. Allie Parker is using wildly large numbers to describe things.
And then like towards the large building above them. And then she wrote, it looked like hell had opened its gates for a quick drink of ice water. I don't know that.
I don't like it.
Just wanted to put that out there. See if I have any more highlights here. The door opened a few times for the other floors, and she shifted to the left and right, trying to be polite and awaiting her turn. Bethany, you don't have a goddamn choice but to wait your turn on an elevator.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
A stick that goes up and
Especially
down.
if you're going to the
on
28th floor.
You can't just skip floors, Bethany.
No.
And like, what are you not going to let people out? Like, excuse me, we're going to the 28th first.
No.
You're going to have to stop. That's how elevators operate.
So Allie Parker gives us a nice description of how elevators function.
She goes, she checks in. Apparently, she's an intern. She gets a freaking office.
Yeah, I made note of that as well. So Bethany is working. Let's again require clarification here. She is working a couple days out of the week, just in the morning or afternoon, depending on her schedule, and she has been given an office.
And she's like, "Do people normally get this office?" And she's like, "Nope. You must have impressed somebody."
Don't know who she impressed. I mean, I don't think she impressed Kent. We moved to chapter 5, and Linda. So this is where we encounter Salty Dalton. Linda, the secretary.
Linda. Let me tell you a little bit about Linda.
Yes.
Linda was far too good-looking to be a secretary, or Damon was the asshole her mother had warned her about. What?
Linda, the secretary, apparently was super sexual just by existing.
Bethany hated to judge a book by its cover. Do you hate to do that, Bethany? Because you do it all the time. But the tall blonde model posing as a receptionist, so she's not even counting the fact that this woman might actually do her job.
So Linda hates beautiful people, or not Linda. Bethany hates beautiful people. She hates fat people. I don't know who she likes at this point.
And had been incredibly sexual just in showing Bethany to Damon's office. Was she like, please follow me down this hallway?
Oh my God!
Zips off her shirt and then points with her breasts towards the office?
You're going to go that way.
I don't understand how you could be sexual
Just by existing.
showing someone how to go through a door. Yeah, she just lights up this poor
So
secretary.
storyline-wise, again, Bethany, so she's gone to this new office. She's going to be
meet
the
with
intern.
Damon.
They've given her the paperwork to fill out. You're a new hire. Here's where your office is going to be. Fill out this paperwork. They go, all right, now you got to meet Damon. He's the one that you're technically interning for. So she meets Linda, the secretary, and then she's kind of looking around. There's a picture of the boys, of the Bryant boys, and Bethany hopes to herself that Damon is the goofy-looking one.
Yeah, I don't... And like, it's just ridiculous. So she's waiting for Damon. This is going to be their first interaction. This is her first day at the office. We pretty much covered everything else that did happen. The rest of the stuff is hilarious. Please
it's coming up in the
reading
excerpt here.
But how they send it off before we start reading this is Damon looks at Linda, the super sensual secretary, and goes, I'll be busy for the next 20 minutes, Linda. No interruptions unless the building is burning down. Why don't you just say, hey, please don't disturb me?
Like, this is like a normal daily, this is just a daily life and routine. You don't have to say weird phrases like that. It's just like, hey, no interruptions while I have this meeting with the new intern. It's like, okay, thanks, Damon. Instead of, the only way you're going to interrupt me is if this building is burning to the goddamn ground, Linda, you sexy minx.
You're going to pry this meeting out of my cold, dead fingers, Linda.
So now it's time to move into the...
Yep.
Chapter 5 excerpt here.
Rando Nation, welcome in to the bad
so while we
book club reading.
While we understand that you're getting a good feel for the book by listening to us talk about it, we also wanted to give you a quick taste of what the great literary legend Allie Parker has.
What you're missing out
down
on
here. We did so we do. I will let you know that we do kind of skip around a little bit because some of the dialogue and writing is completely useless for us to read. But I've put the good parts in there. So here we go. Let's start it off here. Let's set the mood a little bit. It's a chapter 5 excerpt from His Demands. I'll turn it over to you, Salty Dalton.
The door closed. Bethany turned from the window, her heart sinking at the image before her. It wasn't the goofy brother, but the devilishly handsome one. The one that causes hearts to stop and panties to disintegrate with a look.
So
Mine
gross.
are gone. I don't know about
disgusting.
yours. Jesus Christ,
That's
Bethany.
so gross.
Like, his dark hair was combed on the sides and a
I
bit
couldn't
messy
understand
on the top. Bethany, that's a dumb haircut.
I don't
I'm
understand. I don't know. So yes,
How long is
the
his
hair's
hair?
combed on the sides and a bit messy on the top. I don't get it.
Oh God.
I think this is supposed to say the smile. Sorry.
the smile, the
I wrote
smith on his
this.
lips, the smile on his lips, giving her something later to dream about inappropriate.
Another
you
weird
just
vibe.
met this man?
Yeah.
He is your stepbrother.
He's got-
You have gone off the
He's
rails,
got awful
Linda.
hair and he's disintegrating pants.
Sorry, Bethany. Yeah, she's losing her mind.
His blue shirt was fitted. The thick muscles of his arms and chest contracting as he simply wore. How buff is this guy?
Who walks towards someone contracting all their chest muscles?
Either
like,
the shirt-
hey, Bethany, how are you?
The shirt is either really, really tight or he's really, really strong or a little bit of both. She moved in his
I ordered
direction.
these from the Baby Gap.
She moved in his direction, extending her hand. A soft smile on her lips as she watched his dark brown eyes move from her face to her toes and back up
He
again.
just checked her out.
That's right in front of her.
What's
Highly
up?
inappropriate. Hi, I'm Bethany.
He stopped in front of her and shook her hand, tilting his head slightly to the side. Oh, I expect you to be a little more mousy. Pleasant surprise, I suppose.
What a thing to say.
What, you expect her not to say anything?
Yeah.
He's not God. He shook her hand, his face a mask of indifference, so he shook her hand twice. Hey.
Completely
Hey.
uninterested.
Yep. Damon Bryant, have a seat. He moved around her, and she turned, walking towards the chair and praying like hell she'd make it there before her legs gave out. Her knees shook slightly as her heart beat.
Yeah.
Wildly in her chest.
She's freaking out right now. The picture had been a sad representation of the man before her. You mean, that's strange because the picture looks exactly like what the man would look like. The scent of his cologne lingered in the air, and she breathed in deeply, coveting it. Oh, yeah. There's more dialogue there. My father tells me that you're a brilliant accountant and that you're here to make my life easier. This is Damon talking. Bethany goes, I'm grateful for the opportunity to help. Damon goes, so tell me, Bethany, are you brilliant? He sat up, leaning forward as he studied her.
Something about his gaze made her feel as if she were nude, bare before him. What? Probably because his eyeballs disintegrate panties.
Yeah.
He's one of the lesser-known X-Men with that ability. A nervous tick caused her foot to bounce to the rhythm of her heartbeat.
That's a fast fucking
What
foot.
kind of tick is that? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing all right.
I'm naked right here.
Her mind racing for the most appropriate answer to "Are you brilliant?" I graduated near the top of my class in both high school and college. I didn't ask that. I asked if you were brilliant.
Yes, she whispered, her voice hiding from her. Yes, I am brilliant.
Damon takes a phone call.
Yep.
So yeah, it just Linda
In the
comes
middle
in.
of the
And
meeting.
Linda comes in and is like, "I know the building isn't on fire, but you have a phone call." And he's like, "Fine." Damon was sensual and strong, dark and handsome, much more so than anyone should ever
Especially not
encounter.
Jake.
Yeah, yeah, Jake. Remembering that he was soon to be her new stepbrother was important. Not that saying anything would happen between the two of them. He was probably 6 to 8 years older than her, and far out of her league. He made the sexy blonde in the foyer
Yeah.
pale in comparison.
So she's
So
on
he
Linda
was
again.
so sexy
He's better than
that
a
he
hot
made
blonde
Linda look
woman?
ugly.
Yeah, I don't get that. Also, like, I like how Bethany immediately mentions, like, it's not like anything's going to happen between this incredibly sexy man and us. Bethany tried not to listen to Damon's conversation, but couldn't help it. I know, Bridget. Yes, tonight will be fine. 8 o'clock at Palinda's. Wear the blue dress for me and the black heels that you know I love. Bethany looked over at him, his eyes on her as he spoke. His predatory gaze
Predatory gaze.
Made
Maybe
her-
because he checked you out the second you walked in.
made her feel as if she were under a microscope. His attention almost heavy as her skin broke out in goosebumps. She averted her eyes again towards the window, needing to get some air before she screamed. What? This is intense.
No. You know I don't like it when you wear panties. No, not even the little ones. As opposed to what, the medium
This is
ones?
wildly inapproprope. This is for first day
The
as
CFO.
the intern, and the CFO is
And
talking about
I want to
this.
stress this because there's like little nuggets of dialogue in here that aren't relevant, just scene setting and not very well scene setting.
Yeah.
He's like fucking looking her right in the face.
Yeah.
Like eyeball to eyeball, he's like, "No, don't wear those panties." Bethany's head snapped back forward, her eyes large and wide as Damon simply stared at her. Yeah, here we go. His expression was soft and lacking emotion, as if he were ordering a pizza in front of her.
What a weird thing to
yes,
say.
I'd like to order a pizza, one large, no panties.
She could have
none
gave-
at all. Please, just no panties anywhere. Thank you. Have a good day.
She could have gave any reference to something that somebody would like lack emotion in, and she chose ordering a pizza.
Some people are passionate about it. Yeah, she swallowed hard. Okay. Her eyes moving to the tug of his bottom lip.
Yeah,
His teeth biting along the edge of it. That's right. Blue dress, black heels, and don't bother with your panties. I'm not interested.
He has no time for panties. The 5 seconds it takes to remove them, no time.
If this lady wears panties,
Yeah, she's dead.
Game over. Game over. It's done. Date's gone.
Ball game.
Night is ruined.
Yeah. Linda's, check please.
Yeah.
She's got panties on. You understand.
Of course, sir.
So he gets
right
off,
away.
He gets off the phone and he turns to Bethany. Bethany, I have certain needs as the CFO of this company. Right after he got off this horribly inappropriate phone
Hey,
call.
I know I've never met you, and you are my soon-to-be stepsister. I've got needs.
I have certain needs as the CFO of this company. If you're
Why
here,
would they be sexual needs? Like,
if you're here to make my life easier, then you'll quickly learn them. Your brilliance will get you far. But if you and I aren't on the same page with things, then my father will be your champion instead of me. And good luck with that.
That's not bad,
You mean the
because
guy
the
that's paying for the college and
the guy-
marrying her mother?
the guy that
Yeah.
owns the
Yeah, the guy that's
company.
worth $30 billion. I want him in my corner. The implication of his words sent a chill down her spine. And what are your needs? She turned slowly, crossing her arms over her chest as the door to his office cracked open. And f***ing Linda interrupts. Linda stuck her head in. This is
I know you said no interruptions, but your father's on the phone. Thank you. He looked towards
Two interruptions so far, by the way.
Yes.
He specifically told Linda no interruptions. First,
But
Bridget,
he's willing to take all
First,
these
Bridget called.
Yeah, Bridget. No panties,
You
Bridget.
think so? The father call, I understand him taking a sec to talk of that.
It's
The Bridget one, hey, tell Bridget I'm on a quick meeting. I'll call her back. By the way, tell her no panties.
Yeah. Could you pass it along?
Yeah, no panties. By the way. Yeah. Okay.
He looked towards Bethany as a smile lifted the side of his perfect mouth. Soon enough, Linda will show you to your new office. Sorry, I didn't mean to read that so seductively. He said, soon enough, Linda will show you to your new office. That still sounds weird.
Yeah, I don't
Soon
know why he
enough.
says that.
What do you mean? What do you mean soon?
Soon. It's coming.
Linda
soon.
will show you to your new office. Plan on having lunch with me tomorrow so we can talk about the various positions I'm going to put you in.
Oh my
He
god.
turned and sat down at his desk. The conversation over. He's talking about banging her, right?
Yes.
That's
yes.
the whole thing. Like, I just want to make this clear. Like, everything they're saying is just an innuendo, and it's disgusting.
And this is a lawsuit, like an immediate lawsuit. As soon as
100.
she walked out
could-
of that meeting,
You know what she could do? Wear a wire, Bethany, and guess what? That whole
that
firm
whole company's going down.
is yours.
Yeah.
You are now $30 billion richer, and you don't have to work.
Bethany walked towards his desk, leaning over and picking up her purse as her mind spun out of control. She walked to the door
Would she throw
stiffly.
her purse next to his desk
Yeah,
and
I don't
sat
know.
down?
Questions running rampant at the saucy innuendo Damon had thrown her way. You mean the obvious innuendo that Damon thrown her way? Surely he hadn't meant. She stopped just before slipping through the door, the sound of his voice wrapping around her.
Oh, and Bethany, you'll enjoy every one of those positions, and I'll do my best to make this a stimulating
What the
experience
hell?
for us both. He bit
Bite his lip
subtly
again.
at his lip. Why is he chewing his lips so much? They're covered in marinara sauce because he just ate. And he's
He
like,
ordered a pizza.
He's like,
yeah,
this is good.
pepperoni,
Yeah.
side of
No
cheese.
panties.
No panties,
Hold
by
the
the
panties,
way.
please.
No panties, please. Oh my god, I gotta bite my lip.
He bit subtly at his lip and watched her closely as she's really far away at this point. Bethany nodding and slipping through the open door. She was in too deep already. What the actual hell?
Unbelievable.
That entire scene made me so uncomfortable on so many different levels. Like, yeah, you're enjoy the positions I'm gonna put you in. I have certain needs.
I'm gonna make this a
needs.
stimulating experience for both of us. Bethany, at that moment, I think you call up Kent. You say, Kent, your son, the CFO of the company, giant creep, and he
No,
just
not
made
even that. Call the
Call the
authorities.
police. The cop that's waiting outside that gave you directions,
Yeah.
go down to him immediately.
Oh, he's probably in on it too.
Man, so that's chapters. So chapter 5 made things a little steamy there. I am very excited to read 6 through 6, 7, and 8 for next episode because my guess is things get a little interesting.
Things get buck wild.
Okay, I'm excited.
Oh, wait, not even that. Like 9 and once you get around chapter 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
buckle up and make sure
Okay.
you wear 8 panties
God.
because they're flying all over the room.
Yeah. But no, but you shouldn't be wearing panties, remember? Because Damon doesn't like them. No panties. I'm not interested in that. He says, no time.
It's a deal breaker.
No time.
You swear to God, Bridget. if
Apparently
you
I've
show
got a
up
lot
to
of
dinner-
time, though, because I can take phone calls during meetings, but
Yeah,
no
big show
panties.
thing. I don't want to be interrupted unless it's the president on the phone.
I'm
What's
Damon
that?
Bryant.
A phone call? Excuse me, Bethany. I know this is our meeting.
I'm Damon Bryant. No panties, please. No panties for anyone that I speak to at any point. So that is the Bad Book Club. Again, you can read this book. Go find it on Kindle. You can read it along with us and enjoy the same experience that we're having reading it. At Salty
Just
Dalton.
a quick admin note.
Yes. Yes.
So when you're downloading this book, if you want to, if you're trying to do it all through your phone, it's a little hard. But you go to Amazon on your browser, log in there, then go to the book and download it. Then you just download the Kindle app on your phone and sign in, and it will be waiting for you in your library.
Exactly.
So you have to do it through the
the Kindle app, for some reason, they don't let you download books directly through there. You have to do it through your browser on your phone.
Yes, so you can do it all through your phone. It's all free, but that's how you do it.
Yeah. Because everybody has an Amazon account at this
yeah.
point. And if you don't, just make one. It's free as well.
Yeah, the
Unless
book is
you want
free. You
Prime.
don't need to pay.
Literally
to get
everything
this
we're
book.
describing is free.
Yes.
So that is the Bad Book Club. Again, please read into this. We're going to run into...